What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. What goes up in price often comes back down, or sometimes it gets a double and triple down buyout. In this case, we're seeing a ton of the metagame cards after the ban list hype and people gotta get ready for it. It's coming down in price pretty darn quickly. La Crema here is going down, and is now around 33 to 34 when it was selling consistently at 46 to 44. We also see Fiendsmith Track, which hit much higher than this. If we continue to go back to like April, I want to say 13th and around there, it's actually selling towards $100 and then was consistently selling for 80 for a while. It is now down towards $65 to $70 somewhat quickly, and I do want to back that because I went through the graph. You can see that the graphs on TCG Player actually aren't accurately keeping up. Here we start to get towards a couple of the 80 sales, but I went back down through the double check that I wasn't going crazy, and here, look at all of these 90s and 95s, tons of them, a bunch in the 80s as it sold out. So it feels like the graph doesn't fully reflect all the time what actually happened versus those days. Then Primate Lordly Load. This card I pointed out was starting to even out because you still have the WCQ season versus its reprint that would still be pre-WCQ thanks to battles, and it started to spike up again back over here. You can see all the way to 70 some odd, and then it came back down pretty darn fast. Blue Eyes is still one of the decks in the room to beat. However, it's not the deck to beat or anywhere close to it that people tried to make out during ban list day. And I've seen a lot of hot takes over on Twitter of if a pro saying Blue Eyes is not that good, then the community's like rioting against them. And this is from YouTube comments more than anything. Twitter actually kind of gets, yeah, it's not like that. So, a bit of a bizarro world, right? We also have Abyss Shrine, which people were ready for Mermail's post list. We're gonna fix it and it's gonna be good. I would still expect to see a couple in Top Cut, kind of like when Cyber Dragon was on top of its game, but already back down towards $7 versus that double price it was selling for. And LZ, while the graph says it's nothing but up on my screen, it's actually back down towards 35, and it was selling for 40, which that graph also isn't capturing. Some even at $49, but look at how many sold at 38 to 42. So when it comes down to a lot of these things that we're getting hype from, okay, new format, what do I get? What am I after? That demand has gone way down, and the supply is re-upping, and these cards have all become a good amount cheaper than where they were at. Linkaribo is seeing a lot of purchases, with it being one of the cards in the room that is Cyverse good stuff that also stops super relevant hand traps that are traps, the Dominus cards like Impulse as well as Infinite Impermanence. So the OG version, Ultra Rare, has started to spike. You can see it actually was coming on down for a little bit, and now it's back up double where its low was at. You can get an easy access Super Rare though. Oh, it feels so off super. I like the white names on links personally, but it's still under $1, but it is spiking right now, so you might want to get yours sooner than later using that TCG Player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. It is now back under triple-digit listings. Branded, everybody keeps going, have you seen it? You missed this? I covered it once, and apparently that wasn't enough. The Quarter Century Secret Rare went on super buyout mode, and with that, you have some really high sales on the card. Europrint at 170, a ton sold at 150 for the actual population of this card. Also, the Ultimate Rare spiked up for a bit and has started to come back down just a hair. I feel like with Branded, people might be trying to get ahead of the animation that's going to come out, since we know that it's next, and we saw Sky Striker actually spike those cards. So whenever we see a market trend, sometimes people try to start getting ahead of that, and we might see extra buys in this direction. Albion only has its 2 printings. It never got a quarter century secret rare, and it's around $12 for that version, and the 10 version is just under 10, around 7 to 8, and quickly towards 9 on the front page. I would suggest, maybe if you're trying to get ahead, thinking about the Alter Art QCRs and when to time it. They have done nothing but come down after that initial spike, so funny graph, kind of like the meta cards, and you can see here it started down, spiked on up, a bunch of sales, and then came back down once again to 55, and that's, I believe, the top seller out of the Dogmatica stuff. So a lot of it's fallen out, and it's not going to be the easiest to repopulate. If you've been waiting, I would consider your timing versus that animation. Or, who knows, with the Striker stuff, you still have meta relevance down the road, and that could be why people bought in. And with this, is there going to be all that much more relevance versus how Striker's getting wave after wave after wave of support? I don't know that that would be the case for these. So maybe Striker has that extra push and a reason people bought in. But we are seeing at the very top in interest and money being pushed in at the moment. Heraldic Beast apparently are mixing with Ryzeal for a pretty sick build, and a lot of these don't have reprints. Hopefully Battles of Legends got us, but you never know. People were joking these have even gotten the Air Neos treatment to some degree. I don't think it's that deep, but Heraldic Beast Leo here does not have a reprint. You can see a while ago it actually spiked on up for the new support that was going to come out, and here we go with the double up on that to $4 to $5. Then I did point out number 69 since it would be used, and it actually has gone up. So another penny stonk that my old boomer ways caught on to. It is going towards $1.20 to $1.50. So it's not like you're making the most in the world, but a nice little double up if you've got it. And then number 18 from World Superstars doesn't have a reprint either, and is starting to go up. It's around $2. If you're interested in this engine, they also play Advanced Heraldry Art. I would consider getting all these sooner than later. You do face the reprint season, but if Konami misses any of these and the deck is as real as people are trying to make it out, even with the Ryzeal hits, well, you're gonna want to have access to these cards, and they're still all under $5 for having one printing from over a decade ago. Yeah, you probably want to get your hands on them if you're interested in playing them. Red Eyes Darkness Dragon of all cards is going up for its secret rare from Speed Duels, I guess among the cards that missed QCRs. This is one. It has a really sick ultimate rare from the OCG when the Structured X did promotions that did those ultis, and this is the most expensive one out of those, I believe, if memory is serving. So when it comes down to this, that could be one of those reasons. Maybe even some of the OCG players are buying up this secret rare over time with that EU card stock, or it's just collectible. I don't think it's that good in Speed Duel, but correct me if I'm wrong. Morphing Jar Quarter Century Secret Rare has done a little almost triple up, 32 lowest, and quickly towards that triple at 35 and 40 on the front page. Let's actually check in on the sales, and they are bubbling up into the 32s at this point, and quickly so. So people want their past format GOAT cards even still. We have Jim Armadillo DT out of stock, and the secret rare going, gone. Speaking of cards with very few printings, I feel like the Gem Knight hype has this community backing that is just so solid. Rocks, brother. But seriously, like, there's something about this deck the community just really likes. Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond never got a reprint. She's going way up in price. You can see the lowest here towards $15. And yeah, the Gem Knights are just going. Evil Twin Trouble Sunny came up in the Discord as all the live twin buyouts are happening. This one didn't get QCR'd and has missed its opportunity. So this is a defiant very much so highest rarity of the card, and it spiked hard. It is now lowest 150 and quickly towards 200 on this page, and it has sold at 150 but has mostly sales at 125. It has that double dip as an Ultimate Slayer. I almost wanted to say Artemis Slayer, but Ultimate Slayer target. And we do see that that's made it have buyouts all on its own before, besides the popularity that Live Twins are getting. And then finally, Pile Arm Dragon came up in the Discord for Dragon Rulers. I have been really whelmed by the response in terms of, yeah, these aren't going to be good. They're just not going to do it, John. And I'm like, I feel like there's so much potential there, but maybe I'm off my rocker from back in the day watching the Dragon Rulers do their thing. This card only has one printing out of Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 of all places. It's not going to repopulate the easiest. People don't want to open that product, and it's gone up towards $2.20. I would get mine sooner than later if you have any interest in this card. It actually does a lot of lifting. You can send one other Wind Dragon monster or one other level 7 or higher dragon monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. You can send any Armed Dragon from your hand or deck to the graveyard except for Pile Armed Dragon. Target a face-up monster you control. That targeted monster gains attack equal to the level of the sent monster times 300 till the end of the turn. Also, you can only attack with one monster this turn. So mainly, it's able to get its body out on board and fill your graveyard in a way that you would actually benefit from. And it also goes level 2, 4, 6, 7, just like Armed Dragon level 7, which is basically pictured. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these conversations. I really think that it's interesting watching some of the top-end meta stuff just fall on down, like Fiendsmith Track and how people were crying about the $100 copies, and it's already back down towards 65 available. That's, I think, a lot quicker of a fall off than we would have actually seen from Engraver. So the reprints did do a little bit of cooling, it turns out.